Welcome to the Bristol Spring Race for March 16th through the 17th of 2024. There will only be the Craftsman Truck Race and Cup Series races this weekend. Since 2021, the Spring Race has been on a dirt track. This year, they are going back to the concrete surface for the Spring and Fall Night Race. This past weekend in Phoenix was fun. I think the general consensus is to give the cars more horsepower so tracks like Phoenix Raceway are more competitive. The cars ran a short race package, which will be helpful for the upcoming race this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. On Friday was the ARCA General Tire 150. My race prediction was for William Sawalich to win, and that is what happened. After winning the ARCA East title last year, Sawalich is in a good spot to race for the ARCA Championship this year. He is currently 1-for-1 in ARCA races this year as he is not 18 and could not race at Daytona. Saturday was the Xfinity race. Call 811.com every dig, every time 200. My prediction for this race was Riley Herbst to win. He ended up finishing in 24th. Leading the race with 6 laps to go was Justin Allgaier. He spun out, hit the wall, and ended his chances of winning. He had a very big lead, and it reminded me of when the same thing happened to Kyle Larson at Pocono. The winner was one of my wildcard picks as Chandler Smith picked up his second career win, with superstar rookie Xfinity driver Jesse Love in second and one of my favorite drivers, Sheldon Creed, in third. Sunday brought out the best of the best in the Cup Series. In my opinion, the race was way better than in 2023. It was still a get-out-and-lead race, though. Christopher Bell was one of the few drivers that was able to make up some ground from 10th in his last pit stop. He made it to second place behind Martin Truex Jr., who had to pit, and the rest is history as Christopher Bell drove away from the field at this point. Chris Buescher was second, followed by Ty Gibbs in third. The schedule of events for the spring races at Bristol Motor Speedway. There are only 2 days of events this weekend starting on Saturday, March 16th. At 3 p.m. Eastern Time is the Craftsman Truck Series practice, followed by qualifying at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Coverage is on FS1. The Cup Series practice will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by qualifying at 5:50 p.m. Eastern Time. The Weather Guard Truck Race will conclude all the activities for Saturday starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. The final event of the weekend is the Food City 500 at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday on Fox. That will conclude all the events for the weekend. Now for the weather forecast at the Bristol Motor Speedway. On Saturday, there is a 10% chance of rain according to weather.gov and a high near 64 degrees. On Sunday, it will be mostly sunny with a 20% chance of rain and a high near 63 degrees. It looks like the races will miss the rain as most of that is forecast for Friday. My predictions for the Weather Guard Truck Race at Bristol. We can't compare this race to the spring race last year. It was on dirt, and both races for Bristol this year will be on the concrete surface. With that said, last year in the fall truck race at Bristol, Corey Heim was the winner, followed by Christian Eckes in second and Grant Enfinger in third. My pick to win the race this year is Grant Enfinger. He finished in third at last fall's race and fifth in the dirt race last spring. Wildcard picks for the Truck Series race are Kyle Busch. In his career, he has been very good at Bristol. Being the driver with the most career wins in the Truck Series, you can never count him out. My other wild card is Corey Heim, who won this race last fall, as my final pick. I am also interested in how William Sawalich will run in this race as his name is on the entry list. My predictions for the NASCAR Cup Series Food City 500 at Bristol. As with the truck race, we will look at the results from the fall 2023 Bristol race. That race was on the regular surface and not on the dirt as it was in the spring. The spring race was won by Christopher Bell. We had Denny Hamlin first, Kyle Larson second, and Christopher Bell third in the fall race at Bristol. We can take a look at current drivers who have won at Bristol. When I looked at all-time winners at Bristol, the dirt races were not included in that list. Kyle Busch has 8 wins at Bristol. 1 in 2007, both races in 2009, summer of 2010, spring of 2011, summer of 2017, spring of 2018, and spring of 2019. Brad Keselowski with 3 Bristol wins, summer 2011, Spring 2012, and Spring 2020. Denny Hamlin with 3 wins in Summer 2012, Summer 2019, and the most recent race in the fall of 2023. Joey Logano with 2 wins on the concrete surface, Summer 2014 and Summer of 2015. Joey Logano also won the 2021 dirt race. Kyle Larson won the fall 2021 race and the 2022 dirt race. Chris Buescher with the fall 2022 race win. Christopher Bell with his only win being the 2023 dirt race and is not on the all-time Bristol list. I am going to go with Kyle Busch as the winner. He has 8 wins at this track, which puts him behind Darrell Waltrip with 12, Dale Sr. 9, Rusty Wallace with 9, and Cale Yarborough with 9 wins. I believe he is due for a win at Bristol and has not won there since the spring race of 2019. I have 2 wild cards for this race. I am going with last week's Phoenix winner Christopher Bell. He won the dirt race last year and finished in 3rd at the fall race. Kyle Larson is my last wild card pick as he won at Las Vegas recently and finished 2nd to Denny Hamlin last fall. Larson is currently number 1 in the NASCAR power rankings. As I always say, anything can happen and where you qualify is a key part to most races. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the races at Bristol Motor Speedway.